Hi, I'm Jay and welcome back to my channel. I swear to you, this video is cursed. I have recorded this, I think, 3 times now. And the first time I did it, I noticed after 2/3 that I had forgotten to turn my microphone on. It was muted because I had done a speed paint recording, I think, before. So then I figured, okay, I can just, record a voiceover to the pretty pictures that I had. But of course, because I wave my hands around all the time, I couldn't synchronize have the voiceover to my hand movements, and that was so distracting to me that I decided to re-record the video, which I just did. And it didn't record the audio again. So I have a second video with nice audio, with nice pictures but no audio. So this is the 3rd time, and if you can hear me, then all went actually well, and if you can't, then I'll just, give up, and you have to be without the haul for this month. I'm sorry. So let's hope that this all goes well, because this is a super nice haul. I feel I'm so happy with my purchases. I'm a bit intimidated actually by how much it is again. I don't think I buy an obscene amount of stuff, but if you just pile it up on a little pile, it really looks like a lot. But let's get into it. I'll start with the coloring books. I got 2 Creative Haven books this month. Romantic Country Scenes by Teresa Goodrich and Magical Fairies by Marjorie Sarnat. And you might have seen this on my channel already, because when I received it I did a flip through, because it was so surprising that it was already there. I'll link it to you over here or down in the description box. This was really surprising because when I pre-ordered it, it told me that the release day would be at the end of March. And then suddenly I got an email saying, hi, the book is on its way to you, and then I got it on Valentine's Day, which is very fitting. Because if you haven't seen this book has country scenes, and in almost all of the pictures has a happy couple somewhere, here or here. So when I ordered this, I had expected this to be the follow-up to Teresa Goodrich's Country Charm, which basically has nice country scenes. But it has a bit of a twist, and I actually really like it for that, because it's pretty unique. The other book, Magical Fairies, is a book I've wanted for quite some time. I think it released last year, and originally I had it pre-ordered too, I'm pretty sure. But that pre-order got messed up somehow, and I didn't receive it, and then I decided I would get it later. And I'm glad I finally did, because I really enjoy how Marjorie's style has developed. I talked a bit about this in the video of where I showed the other books I have from her. And I think this is actually my new favorite book of hers. Let me show you a couple of... there we are. This is actually, of course, my favorite picture. And it already also shows why I like this book so much, because it's all fairies, of course, but it's all very different fairies. Like this one is one with a dragon, and she fittingly has, a bit of dragon wings. And this one is all with little gnome-ish fairies. Fairy in tree, unicorn. These look a bit more like angels. This one is more like a butterfly. So the style is very different for each of the pictures. And I really, really enjoy that. Oh, this one is so lovely. Peacock fairy. And it really shows how many different themes you can do with fairies in just one book. So I really, really like this. And of course, there's a kitty. Then, let me get this. Then I got a pretty big stack of Linda Ravenscroft books. Maybe you remember in my collection video I showed you the books I already have of her. And those are all the books that I didn't have yet. And since I have to import them from the UK, I decided to get all of them now, just in case. They're insanely pretty. Let's start at the ones that are numbered. So this is Linda Ravenscroft's Fairy&Fantasy Art number 2. They're all the same. They're ring bound and they have 300 gram watercolor paper. And they're all grayscale images of her original art. Let me just, do a quick flip through a couple of the pictures. If you want to see any of those in more detail, just let me know. I love this one. It's little mermaids with flowers for their mer tails and the long hair. This is so gorgeous. So, number 2. Then I got number 5. This is so pretty. She's fittingly called Cherry Blossom. And I think this is my favorite picture, of course. You know me. The napping dragon and the fairy sitting next to it. So is this a big fairy or a very tiny dragon? What do you think? Just stunning, stunning art. So, number 5. And then her latest book, confusingly, isn't numbered, but it's also called Fairy Flowers of the Zodiac. And it's one thematic book with the fairy flowers and signs of the zodiac. So each picture shows one zodiac sign, and I think this is the accompanying birth flower for the sign. And each fairy is themed to the sign. So the Aquarius fairy has a jar. And Pisces, she has like her hair flowing like she's underwater. Aries has ram horns. I think if you didn't know what the sign was, maybe with her you could kind of guess, but with some it's a bit hard. But I suppose if you knew the birth flowers, or if you could recognize the flowers to the sign, then it would be easier. I love Taurus. I can just see, the red poppies, and maybe her dress in red too. Love this. Cancer. Gemini. Virgo. Leo. Libra. I love the roses. Scorpio. Capricorn. And Sagittarius with the bow. I'm really happy I got this finally, because I love those zodiac themed books, like Western Zodiac, also the Asian ones. Really love those. And while I was in her shop, you can only buy her books in her web shop. I saw that she was also selling this book, and it's an art book, not a coloring book. And I think she might have been selling the last of her stock, because I think this is either already out of print or going out of print. that's the reason why I started to look into it, because usually how to draw wouldn't interest me because I don't draw. But actually the second part, and paint, is pretty relevant for colorists too, obviously. And the nice thing about this book is that she illustrates it with her original art, and this time colored. Like for example this one you can find in one of her coloring books, and this is the original piece with her colors. So if you want to be inspired by something, you can just look at this. And first she goes through different mediums that you can use, and then how to draw faces. I'm not that interested in that, as I said, but if you are, then this is, I think, wonderful. And then about 1/3 in the book you get lots of colored pictures as inspiration, and you can really use that as an inspiration for coloring too. You know, if you have a fairy and you want to give her clothes, color her clothes. And then again, see, stunning picture. Look at the little dragons or whatever they are. And then she goes through basic techniques for coloring. So this is relevant for colorists too, obviously, even though of course she doesn't reduce it to that. And again, illustrated with her original art. Well, she also goes through, you know, how you color with color pencils. And in the back of the book, she just has lots of inspirational pictures. Not only her art, but also art by other artists. Like this one is gorgeous, I feel. And here, I was really excited to see A Fairy by Meredith Dillman, very recognizable, I feel. So this is a wonderful book to just get some inspiration for your own coloring. And I really enjoy having art books for that reason, to just get some inspiration. And I plan to do an art book video sometime. I have a couple now. Yeah, because I just love them and want to, you know, show you which I have. And next, look what came in today. Well, after I got Serene, I had to got Fantasia. This was, at least, you know, for people not in the US, super hard to get. I also had to import it from the US, which was surprisingly cheap, actually. But it was sold out all the time. So I contacted the publisher, Phoenix Amulet, and they told me that they would receive a new, or that Amazon, where I ordered this, would receive a new stock soon. So I had an eye on the listing, and then suddenly it popped up. So yes, finally, Fantasia is mine. I really, really love this. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen this. I mean, the cover got a bit banged up in transit, but the pages themselves are fine and didn't get damaged. Yeah, this is Nicholas Filbert's signature style with the ladies as in Serene, but it also has some monsters in there. My partner looked at this and actually said it kind of looks a bit like a D&D, Dungeons and Dragons monster manual, and I agree, and I think that's super fun. And I think that's a good first step to try, you know, and color his ladies before going up to Serene. And there are so many here. It's such a gorgeous thick book. It's wonderful. I've wanted this since years, and finally it is here and it is mine. I'm so happy about this. It is one of those books where I really wish I could color it completely, because I think all of the pictures are so wonderful. There's a mermaid in here somewhere that I think is so pretty. There she is. Ah, gorgeous. This is Fantasia by Nicholas Filbert. The thing that is sadly missing from this haul is this month's Coloring Heaven magazine, the Mika Jelena issue. Unfortunately, I think Gothic Beauties is what it's called. Mine hasn't arrived yet, and I have contacted Coloring Heaven, and they have sent off a replacement copy to me, but that was just a couple of days ago, so it hasn't arrived yet. But I really have to commend the customer service. I've contacted them on several times now in the last couple of months, because of various questions I've had, and they always have been super helpful and it's just super great to contact. So just because of that, I'm absolutely happy with that, even though, for example, this issue hasn't shown up yet. The next thing I want to show you are the coloring supplies I've got this month. I've luckily or unluckily, that depends I suppose, found out that there's an art store near the place where I work. It's mostly a store for stationery and office stuff, but they also have a small selection of art supplies. They especially have Faber-Castell Polychromos and Albrecht Dürer in open stock. I luckily already have a full set of Polychromos, well, missing a couple of greys, but I don't need those. But it's a good thing if I just run out of one pencil and don't want to order online because of the shipping, then I can just go to that store and get the one pencil, whatever. So this time I just got a few small things, and I mainly went there for this notebook. I already have a swatch book that you might have seen here or there, and I've started using it right from the start, and I mostly use it to put in my swatches, but also coloring combinations that I've seen somewhere or that I've used. But lately it's getting pretty disorganized. Yeah, shocking. So I thought I should use a second one, and I saw Lovella of Lovella's Coloring. I'll link her in the description box. She showed her swatch books, and my god, she's so wonderful and organized. I could never get there. But she has a swatch book that's a coloring diary, and I really loved the idea. So this is what this is going to be. What she does is that she starts at the beginning of the book, obviously, and she puts in all the coloring combinations that she used for a picture that she colors. So if you want to reuse a color combination, or if you look at a picture that you did and wonder what mediums you used, you can just go back into your diary and look it up. And I don't know whether I will also copy over the color combinations that I have in my original swatch book, but going forward I will put all the combinations into this book too, so that I have them in one neat little place, because I think it's so helpful if you want to color something but you don't want to go through the process of picking colors and then wondering whether they match. Sometimes it's so easy to just go back to a color combination that you've used and then just reuse it completely on a different picture. Really takes much of the pressure off of me. I also got little pigment liners, because I only have one black fine liner, I think, and these three come in 3 different sizes. So this is 0.3, 0.3, 0.5 and 0.7. I thought this was very helpful for when I go over the lines or when I have to redraw them. And those are just little sticky notes. little post-it notes to stick into the books. Finally, sorry for the camera wobbling the whole time. I don't know why it does this now suddenly. I haven't changed anything in my setup, but whenever I touch the table it wobbles. I hope you're not seasick yet. I really try to touch everything very lightly. So finally I got not one but 2 different kinds of pencils. I haven't gotten a new brand of pencil in ages because I have my Pablo's Prismas and Polychromos, and with those 3 I'm so happy, because for any coloring need that I have for any paper, some of those, or one brand of those, will always work fine. And I've started using or mixing the brands in between, and now I really like them even more, because I found out that the Prismacolor blend the Pablos and the Polychromos so well. So I've started using the pastels of the Prismacolor for blending and highlights, and the Polychromos for shading and detail work, because they're harder, and the Pablos for most everything else, because they're basically in the middle of both, and just for me they're just the best of both worlds, and that works so well. I really enjoy this, so I don't need new pencils, of course, but you know, we always want to try new things, and I couldn't resist the allure of the Artezas at the moment. You know, so many people talk about them and try them, and so I wanted to have them too. But I was waiting on a sale on those, because I know that they regularly go on pretty deep sales. So I watched them and waited, but of course during the time I did, they never went on sale. That's how it is, right? So I decided that I wanted instead get a set of the Black Widows. The good thing with those is they come in 3 sets, and each set has 24 pencils, and they're all different colors. So you can get one set, try out whether you like them, and if you do, get the 2 other sets and then have a full complete set without any doubles. But as life is, right, the day after I bought the Black Widows, the Artezas went on a deep sale. So I, thought, what the heck, I'll just, get them too. Just, let's have a quick look into these. I'm sure you've seen them. I really like the box they come in. This is how they look like. I've reordered them. When they came, they were in this very beautiful but very impractical order, so I ordered them like I thought would be best. They have a color order in the back I looked at. As you can see, I'm actually using some of those, and that is because I want to make a video for the Artezas and one for the Black Widows with a test picture, just to to see for myself how they color, and I thought I could just make a little maybe color and chat video out of it. And I've prepared 2 pictures to test them on. This is the Black Widow test picture. I've already done the greens, and this is the Arteza test picture. Back when I recorded this the first time, like I said, 2/3 through the video, when I was at starting to swatch these pencils, I noticed that my the video was muted, and corrected the mistake. So I have a bit of video actually with voice, showing you how to swatch some of the Artezas and some of the Black Widows. So if you enjoy that, just I'll just include this in the video. I'll just leave you with past me for a couple of minutes, and then I'll be back. Hi, so I'm back with my Filbert grid, and I just noticed that I managed to not record any audio for the first portion of this video, so yay me. You'll have noticed, I'm sure by now, that I did go back and had to re-record it, so I'm very sorry about that. So let's swatch them out just to see how they feel. What I usually do is I fill out the whole square, but one triangle is with complete pressure and the other is just light. So let's just scrub that in a bit. And I think I need to sharpen all of them because the tip is very, very odd. Yeah, that's better. So, I always do the top half with the full pressure of the pencil to see the exact color and get out of it. And this is 075. I usually don't put in the white, I think that's a bit silly. I'm really interested to see how this white performs against other whites. There are so big differences between the brands. So this is the lime yellow that was sorted in with the greens, but this is just a very cool yellow. It doesn't belong to the greens really. I really like the Chartreuse yellows. They're so good to have them as the lightest color when coloring with greens, leaves or things like that. But this is not a yellow like that. This might take a while just because I need to sharpen them all. Oh wait, I need to write down the number. It's 028. This is just like with the Prismacolors. There's no rhyme or reason to the sorting or to the numbers. It drives me crazy. I hate that. Oh, that's a nice yellow. Very creamy. 004. Okay, well, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to swatch the rest of them off camera because I only have today to film and do all my YouTube stuff. So I also want to show you how the Black Widow pencils perform. So to do that, I actually don't know yet how I'm supposed to swatch them, because if I get the full set, then I want to have them in order too and not per set. So let me just, pick out a couple that would go in the beginning and try them out. But let's try this one. This looks like such an interesting color. Honeycomb. Oh, they float very nicely. Let's try out how they blend. Dark tan. There has to be one that's called tanned. Which one could that be? This one doesn't look nothing like. Okay, let's try those two together. Honeycomb and dark tan. Oh. That's interesting. Oh, they're very waxy. Let's try a lighter layer. They feel a bit like Prismacolor. Interesting. I'm not sure I like them. I think I'd have to do just a whole picture with them. Since they're all muted, I think they would go very well together. And they're so pretty colors in the set. I don't know. I want to try the turquoise, because turquoise is obviously my favorite color. So it looks more tealish to me. Very pretty, but more teal. Let's try blending it with grub green. Now they're very waxy. They saturate the paper very quickly. At least this paper. This is very rough. Has a lot of texture. Huh. Interesting. I really have to try them out some more, but so far I'm glad I only got the smaller set to just try. Hi, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed time with Past Me. I wanted to just, put that in because that was the first time when I actually used those pencils, and obviously I can't, recreate that first impression they had on me. So I thought I would just include that small snippet. Yeah, what I wanted to show you just to end this video on are the complete swatches I did of the Black Widow pencils, the Scorpion set that I have, and the Artezas in my swatch book that I talked about earlier. You can see, yeah. So I swatched out the Scorpions in this very tiny square because I didn't want to make a full chart with them. Because if I want to get the two other sets, then I want to order them together and put them in one big chart. So these are the Scorpions. I really like the color selection. It's pretty good. And that is my completed swatch page of the Artezas. So with that, I thank you very much for watching. I hope that this is my final try and on recording this video and this actually worked. And we'll see each other in the next video. Thank you very much. Bye.